Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's ride along. Guys, tonight we're going to talk about the most important prepping tool that anybody can have. Alright? If you're into prepping, if you're becoming a prepper, if you're new at it, what do you think the most important prepping tool is, guys? Guys, it's this right here. It's your mind. Alright? Let me break it down and explain to you why, my reasoning behind it. Guys, when it comes down to survival and prepping and getting into it and looking around and seeing what's going on in this world, the fact that this world is on fire, alright, when you start to wake up and you realize it, it's one thing to follow a shit ton of creators here on YouTube, FruitTube, and just go along with what they say and be addicted to the fear porn that they put out. And I'm gonna, before I move any further with that statement, folks, not every single creator puts out fear porn. Alright, there are some very smart creators out there that really know what they're talking about, that really do their research. They know what they're doing. They're going to steer you in the right direction, all right? And while doing so, you can have actually a lot of fun engaging with those folks. There are a ton of creators out there. I follow a good handful of them. I have shouted them out on my channel in past videos. So if they're watching, they know who they are. Alright? Those are the real ones. Alright? And so, back to it. It's one thing if you sit down and you watch those guys just because it's something that you're addicted to and it's your entertainment. It's also one thing if you sit down and watch those guys and say to yourself, you know what, these guys woke me up, I'm awake now, I'm gonna start prepping, you know, and you listen to all their tips and their advice, and you start doing your own research and your own homework on it. But folks, when it gets to the next level after that, it's really about having that will and that strength in your mind to understand that when the shit really does hit the fan, it's time to punch that fucking time card. Alright? And what do I mean by that? Well, it's one thing to talk the talk, and it's another thing to walk the walk, folks. Alright? Nobody wants shit to break bad. You know, I don't want anything to break bad. I enjoy my lifestyle. You know? We can bitch and moan all we want about how America's not free and America's turning into a fucking shithole because of a bunch of woke pansies that run around here, and you know, the way the government wants you to conform to their bullshit and the 50,000 fucking laws that there are of the land and all that crap. I get it, alright? It pisses me the fuck off to no end. But at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, I wouldn't not want to live anywhere else but right here in America. Alright? But on the flip side, I do see what's coming. All right? I see it every day as each day passes of what is happening, who's working behind the scenes. All right? I am awake. All right? And I am prepared mentally. All right? Physically. I'm doing all the right things. All right? And I know that when it's time to punch the fucking time card, all right? When it's time, when the shit really hits the fan, I know I'm ready to rock and roll. All right? I'm not here blowing smoke up your ass. I'm not here to try to make myself better than anybody, saying I'm better than you. I don't think I'm better than anybody. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. That's just how I look at it, guys. All right? That's how I look at everybody. Unless you're a fucking pedophile. Or a woman beater. You know, and I bring that shit up because I work in a prison, all right, and I deal with those fucking shit stains every day. But back on topic. So what do you do to get your mind right? What do you do to make sure you are running on all cylinders when it's time to punch the time card? Well, folks, you have to have that will. And I need to try to explain this to you in the best way that I can. What I mean by that. It's getting out there and getting your hands dirty. Alright? It's not only... Prepping isn't only about stacking to the rafters, folks. Alright? Like everybody says. Alright? It's not... That's not the end-all, be-all when it comes to prepping. There is so much more involved, folks. Alright? And... you can be prepared and you can have fucking 10 years worth of food, alright, in your stocks. But when it breaks bad, when society's falling apart, alright, when the shit's hitting the fan, all hell's breaking loose, total lawlessness is going on outside, and you're knee deep in that fucking shit, how are you gonna react? Alright? There's no such thing as a perfect plan, guys. Right? No such thing. You can have all your fucking T's crossed and all your I's dotted. I's dotted. And when the shit hits the fan, it's fight or flight. Right? You ever hear that term? Fight or flight? Right? When somebody really gets tested, right? When they really have the fucking fear of God put into them, alright? It's fight or flight time, folks. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Alright? And I know this from experience. And I know this from what I've been doing every goddamn day for the past 15 years. Alright? That when it comes down to the mad outdoorsman, I'm rolling my sleeves up and I'm going to be one knuckle-dragging son of a bitch. Alright? And I'm going to protect myself and what's mine. Alright? It's not all about the perfect plan. It's not how much food I got stacked up. It's about all what's up in here. And if I'm ready and willing, folks, if I am willing to do what I have to do to survive, alright? How do you get there? Well, number one, you tell yourself that you're going to survive, alright? That's it. There's no, it's a non-negotiable, alright? You look that fucking shit right in the face and you tell yourself that you're going to survive. You look at the shit that's hitting the fan, you tell yourself that you're going to survive. Alright? That's the number one thing right there. That is the root. That is the base, folks. Alright? You got to accept the fact that there's going to be adverse situations. You got to accept the fact that your perfect plan, quotes, your perfect plan could fall apart. And you might have to call an audible. Alright? You have to accept the fact that when you have to bug out and you have to get to that destination, that you might not be able to drive there. That you might have to be ready to fucking hike. You might have to be ready to hoof it with 50 pounds of gear on your back and supplies that's gonna keep you alive. Alright? You have to exercise the mind. And you have to exorcise the demons. Alright? So, when when you're having a bad day, folks, this is what I mean. And when you're feeling down in the dumps and you're feeling like the whole fucking world is against you, all right? You got to stand up, all right? You got to look the world in its face and you got to say, fuck you, all right? You ain't going to beat me today, all right? You got to have balance in your life. You got to have hobbies, folks. Life isn't all about going to work and paying the fucking bills, all right? You got to work, you got to play, all right? That's what building a strong mind. That's the ingredients right there, all right? And many more, all right? You have to have, excuse me, you have to have positive people around you, all right? You have to have healthy relationships with those folks that are around you, your loved ones, your family, all right? And you got to keep all those negative motherfuckers away from you, all right? And you got to stay away from drama, all right? Not think negatively. You can't let people bring you down and drag you down, guys, all right? You can't turn on the news and see all the fucking bullshit nonsense that's going on and let that deter you from your mission. Alright? That's what having a strong mind is all about. Alright, guys? Listen, I've battled a lot of shit in my life. Alright? And I don't like to get too personal on these videos, but I have been in a lot of adverse situations. I've seen some horrific things that will give you fucking nightmares. Alright? I've caused my own shit in my life, guys. Alright? I've caused my own nightmares. I've learned from my mistakes. I've made bad ones. And you want to know something? I became a better man because of all that. Alright? So with that said, this is what builds your character, right? This is what builds you to be strong, and so you're able to get out there and face the music, right? When shit breaks bad, all right? Because like I said at the top of this video, you can stack all the fucking food you have, all you want, all right? You can have all the ammo you want, all the supplies. You can have everything. You can have a fucking warehouse full of this shit. But like I said, when it's time to hit that fucking time card, when it's time to go to work and get out there, it's a whole nother level, folks. Alright? There are some vicious fucking people out there, and you will encounter vicious situations that make you sick to your stomach. Alright? And you gotta fight through that. Alright? You have to have a positive attitude. And you can't let your ass get kicked. Alright? You get knocked down, you get back up. Alright? You dust yourself off and you say, bring it on, bitch. Let's do this. Let's dance. Let's party. Alright? This might sound something like of a motivational type prepping video. Maybe it is. Alright? But the moral of this whole story is, guys, you have to have a positive attitude when it comes to prepping. And there are many factors that are involved with building folks, that positive attitude, right? Keep the faith. Alright, believe that you can do it. Tell yourself that you can do it. Alright? Because it's not all about sitting down, breaking out the popcorn and watching your favorite creator and having him, you know, him or her pump you up, and then you automatically say to yourself, oh, I'm a prepper now because I watch X, Y, and Z videos and this and that. No, you got to get out there and train. All right? Every single winter after hunting season's over, I go camping out in the woods by myself. All right, I build my own shelter. All right, I tie my own knots. All right, I do all kinds of bushcrafting. All right, I start my own fires. I get my own water. All right, you know, I survive. I put myself in these survival situations, folks. All right, I make myself purposely uncomfortable. All right, because I know that when it's time to hit the road, when the shit does hit the fan, that I'm going to be in those situations that are uncomfortable for me. I'm going to be in those situations where I have to find water and know how to purify it. I'm going to be in those situations where I might have to hunt my food. All right? This is why I go out and I do that. Guys, the line of work that I work in, I don't know if I'm going to come out in one piece every day. All right? I walk in those gates every day not knowing if I'm going to walk out and make these fucking videos. All right? I just have that mindset. I'm there. I know I am. I've been tested. I get challenged on a weekly fucking basis in my line of work, folks. All right? And I'm going to tell you something right now. My profession, when it comes to the fight or flight crowd, you get exposed real quick. On day one. Alright? Like I said, I'm not better than anybody. I'm just different. You know, I am different. And I know what I'm made of, guys. You know? And you gotta know what you're made of. Alright? Whether you work in a prison or you sit in a cubicle and you do that for a living, I have all the respect for you. If you're a fighter, if you're not a quitter. Alright? So believe that. Folks, I'm here to engage with like-minded individuals. Hopefully build a community of like-minded individuals. You know, and if you're watching this video for the first time and you'd like to get on board and pick up what I'm putting down, you're invited anytime to come back, you know, and check out what I have, alright? And I can tell you right now, I don't know it all. I don't pretend to know it all. I don't consider myself some good speaker, you know, compared to some of the other creators I watch that are excellent. I'm me, you know, and I still get tips and advice from those folks that know, all right? I don't know it all, and I'll never pretend. And if I don't know, and if there's a question that I can't answer, I'll refer you to somebody that can. Or I'll try my best to look into it. You know? I'm not here to bullshit anybody. I'm here to tell you who I am, why I prep, alright? And what I prepare my mind for, how I prepare my mind. Alright? Again, it's not all about breaking out the popcorn and sitting on a couch and watching your favorite creator. You have to get out and do it. You have to get out and train. You gotta get out and practice. Alright? I hike. I do a lot of hiking. It's one of my favorite things to do outside of hunting and camping. Alright? I got a go bag here in the back seat of my truck. Alright? Weighs about 40-ish pounds. It's got everything I need. Alright, to get me home if I'm stuck or stranded. Alright? If I need to camp out on the side of the road, out off into the woods, I'll be able to do it. Alright, I got everything I need to survive in that bag. And when I go hiking, I take that bag and I strap it to my back. Alright, I put myself in that uncomfortable situation. I'll hike in the snow. I'll hike when it's 98 fucking degrees outside. I'll go 6 or 8 miles. It's just what I do. Alright? I put myself in those uncomfortable situations, because I know that those uncomfortable situations are around the corner. They're coming. Right? And I ain't no spring chicken. I know I need to take care of myself and my own. I know that loved ones will be depending on me. And I gotta be there for them. Anyway, folks, I hope you took something out of this video. It's really all I have for tonight. Thanks for watching. Matt Outdoorsman.